Hey, welcome to the channel. Let's talk about some of the VeVe exclusive variants that Marvel and VeVe, teamed up, and they decided to come out with some special variant covers for some of the comics out there. So that means they took, some of their Marvel artists and they came up with, right now 9 different variants. So it's pretty cool to see, especially on some of the older comics, like for instance, like the Daredevil #1. So you have a really old comic, and then you get a modern artist, illustrate their version of that particular Daredevil, and it's pretty neat looking. And that applies for most of these comics right here. Like they're all, I guess you could say, modern artists doing, a previous comic that was, important, in said time. And so I like them a lot. I collect all of these. They're really cool. So I came up with a list for which ones I would value the most important. If I was to get somebody into collecting variants, I'd be like, hey, this is the order you probably should go in. Starting with #1, we have the Thor. And the reason why that one's most important is that there's only 500 of them made. So my thinking was it's probably better to get it now than down the road, maybe a year from now, when I'm not sure what prices are going to look like from a year from now, but let's just say they all increase. The fact that there's only 500 of those, that means we might see some really crazy numbers. The highest I've ever seen that comic was, I want to say, somewhere around like 1,500, maybe more. And so let's just say a year from now, it might be a lot more than that. So currently, after editing this video, I was looking at the prices. It does sit somewhere around in the 700s. That's not bad price. Not financial advice, obviously, because who knows, the markets might go back down. So during the gym squeeze was a pretty big squeeze as far as gyms goes, and the prices got down to like 500 for this particular comic. So who knows, maybe we'll see that again. Not sure, but yeah, I would put that as my #1 for priority. And then second on the list, let's do Fantastic Four #13. So that's the very first ever like variant. So I've noticed the trends on prices for this particular ultra rare, and it has held pretty well. Like it holds its value. I think a lot of people also see it as the very first ever variant, and so they give it more value than the actual comic really deserves. So that's why I'm gonna say it's #2 in my opinion. Now #3 is the Fantastic Four with Doctor Doom. This one, I mean, the comic itself is very expensive. The villain in there is very iconic. Everybody knows who Doctor Doom is. I'm pretty shocked on the prices right now. So once, as of today, looking at the markets, I think it's undervalued. Um, and it does make sense for the people that don't know. So what happens is you get a bunch of people that are just looking to flip. So they just get in onto the comic. They spend their $7. They may get the secret rare or ultra rare. Well, all they care about is getting gems, so they just sell it as low as possible. So when that happens, you'll see the market. It'll be down for a while. I do believe it's going to eventually go up. So if you see it and it's still pretty cheap, once again, not financial advice, but for me, I think it's a pretty decent entry. The Daredevil, that's issue #1. I think that one should also, be up there on your top 4 or top 5 to obtain. For me, it's top #4, and after that, you can see the list. I will say #8 and 9, they were kind of a toss up for me. They're both great. I just couldn't figure out which one was better. I think I like the X-Men style. Wolverine, like that's what it reminds me of. So like the Avengers, that one, it kind of has like this Wolverine X-Men feel to it. So I like it a lot, and I end up making it #8 instead of #9. That was like my reason. And I mean, as far as value goes, I don't know, they're fairly close in a way. I mean, we're like talking like hundreds of dollars difference. So I don't know. I just figured I'll put it as #8. But I don't really have anything else to really say about this. I just wanted to come out with a video and just show you, like, if you are collecting these variants, here are the variants that we do have, and that's the order that I would at least obtain them in. But if you're on a budget, then of course go for the cheaper ones. All right, so as always, thank you for watching.